Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. A lot to cover here as earnings season here in the third quarter continues to roll on. I want to spotlight the action we're seeing play out right now in Roku shares, up more than 10% after they delivered another strong quarter. And for more on that, I want to get to Yahoo Finance's Dan Roberts, who has more from that report. Dan?
Yeah, Zach, Roku's so interesting right now because you kind of keep wondering when the momentum will slow. It has been so many quarters in a row that we've talked about Roku's terrific performance. This in Q3 was its best year-over-year sales growth in more than 5 years. So we're not seeing any slowing yet. It was very interesting to hear the company say that it saw a confluence of positive trends. Of course, we know that the biggest one of them, the pandemic. Everyone was staying home watching streaming, and as a result, Roku saw great ad sales for its platform business. And I want to draw this distinction because I think a lot of people still think of Roku as the devices that you plug into your TV. That is their product, their device business. That's only now a quarter of the revenue. It's all about the platform side of the business. And that's ad sales that companies pay for, mostly in Roku's Roku channel. And the company mentioned that as a lot of advertisers and brands were pulling back from their ad spend on linear cable, they were instead pushing ad spend, surprise, over to streaming. And that benefited Roku. The company now also starting to see more sales of TVs that come preloaded with Roku. And I've been watching this for a while. I think it's going to be a very interesting shift. Eventually, you are going to see less talk about the plug-in device, which is what I still have, a little tiny box plugged into my TV, and you're going to see more talk of sales of new TVs that come preloaded with Roku. And you wonder how that's going to affect, the company's business, because once you get a TV preloaded, then are you going to see a loss of revenue from people buying those actual Roku devices? Right now, Roku is still the leading device when you talked about connected TV devices, that is versus Amazon Fire Stick or Apple TV. And then, of course, Roku also mentioning that it's seeing a lot of positive ad sales from companies that they're not necessarily moving to no linear cable, but they're spreading their bets across streaming. And the thing with Roku, it has that outlet for ad sales that other streaming giants don't necessarily have. Netflix, obviously, the best example. Netflix not selling out ad space on Netflix to anyone. The only ads you'd see on Netflix are for other Netflix shows on its home screen. So something that's really an advantage for Roku, but the question is it always going to be an advantage? And the last thing I'd say about Roku, always a possible acquisition target, although it's becoming very expensive. But you wonder if a big tech company could eventually make a play to just buy Roku.